County, they fired 14 Leon County employees, based on these shots. And again, these are people that presumably have been serving throughout this whole time, and now all of a sudden they're basically getting kicked to the curb, and so that violates state law. I think the issue is going to be now looking at the private sector. Biden announces this mandate on private employers. What was that? That was like a month ago, a month ago, and it hasn't been issued yet. And I think the reason it hasn't been issued is because it's a definite loser in court. We're prepared to contest that immediately. I know other states will do it as well. But you're in a situation where you're going to force the businesses I talk to need employees. They want to hire. So now you're in a situation where you may be forcing them to fire employees. Why would we want people to be out of jobs? It's totally unacceptable. But I just think what's happening in the private sector is I think some of these businesses are scared of the feds, and they think that they need to do that. And I think every worker, not just police and fire, but I think every worker should be protected from losing their jobs over this. This has become a political issue. Unfortunately, this has become about politicians wanting to control people. And why would you want to see people lose their livelihoods? And the place where this is the most outrageous is with the hospital workers. These are nurses that have been working this entire time. Again, most of them have probably already had COVID and recovered. And now they're going to lose jobs at a time when the healthcare system has been short-staffed for the last year. And we just went through a Delta wave. The hospitalizations, the admissions go up. What's going to happen in the north? You're starting to see these cases rise. Unfortunately, I think you're going to see a wave there. Are they going to just do this shorthanded without those folks? So, I think that we need to, in Florida, we should be providing protections. I think you need the legislature to pass a law. I don't know that that it can be done unilaterally through executive agencies, although we'll look. But I think you need a law to be able to just say, you shouldn't be terminated for this reason. And I think that would put a lot of people, give them some peace of mind. There's also people, you look, you have a certain class of people that are vaccinated. They took it, they wanted to do it, but they object to these mandates as well, and they believe that it should be their own choice, and they don't want other people to be kind of coerced into doing it. So I think the coercion is just totally wrong. I think it's destroying trust in public health to the extent that there was still trust left over after all the stuff that's been done. But I think it's really, really negative, and I think you're going to end up driving people away who, if you were more reasonable and a little bit more, I think, cooperative, they may have been willing to do it. But instead, the minute you threaten, I think a lot of people just say, forget about it. So I think this whole thing has been really problematic. But my bottom line is this: whether you're working for the police department, the sheriff's department, the fire department, whether you're working for a small business, a large business, I don't think you should be fired over these shots. I just don't. I think you need to be protected.
Governor, I have an unemployment question. I'm not sure who would like to answer this, but we're getting a lot of viewers who...
Well, we got the guy right here, so go ahead.
We're getting a lot of viewers who are getting collections as well as letters from the state threatening because of overpayment. And we have one gentleman we're talking to today, he's actually paid it twice just to try and make it stop. So what can these folks do?
On that note, if you have the gentleman, get with me afterwards. We want to talk with them and try to figure it out. But on overpayments, we're legally required to send those out. It's state and federal law, but we understand the concern. Obviously, it can be concerning if you receive that in the mail. So under the governor's leadership, we've done a few things. One, we've suspended collections. That's just not right. Legally, we do have to send them to collections, but we realize people are recovering from the pandemic. We're not going to do that. So that's been suspended through 2023, January 1. We're looking at doing that further. They also have appeal rights and they have waiver rights. So if these are federal benefits, they can go on to their Connect account. We encourage them to log in and they should have access. They can apply for a waiver if it was not fraudulent, it was through no fault of their own, and they have a financial hardship, then we can actually just forgive that. And they have a right to appeal it as well. We'll have more comprehensive communications coming out on that later this week. My team's working hard, but we understand the concerns and we're answering for it. Thank you.
Okay, well, yes.
I know it was a brave thing for your wife to come forward. Can you just, without getting too personal, a quick update on how the First Lady's doing, and do you hope it spurs other women to get checked out as well?
I would say she is a very, very strong woman. And it's not an easy thing when this happens, because it's just, your life is going, then all of a sudden this is something that puts that in the balance. And so it's not been easy, just kind of as we've had to deal with that as a family, obviously, particularly for her. But I think she's basically come to the point of, okay, this is what I'm going to have to deal with. And, we've been in and out of getting medical already, and she's like the healthiest person in the whole hospital. I mean, and so I think her view is better me than somebody who may not be able to deal with it better me than, God forbid, other people that are close to her. And so that's just kind of her spirit. I have faith. I got faith in the big guy upstairs, and I've got faith in her. And I know that this is a bad break, but she's got an awful lot to live for the rest of her life. And we've got a lot of kids we've got to raise, and so it's tough. But I think she what it can serve as, I think she just wanted to be honest with people, because she has initiatives. I mean, and some of these things that she may not be able to do in the immediate future, that maybe she'll pass the baton to me, but she's going to be back. So she just wanted people to kind of know that. But I do think that the lesson is, I mean, it wasn't like she was in a lot of pain. I mean, these screenings and the things that you go can really, really be life-saving. And so I would just encourage folks, not just women with breast cancer, but men who have, there's certain things that we're more susceptible to. Make sure that you go in and do that when the physicians tell you to. She just had a feeling she needed to do it, and so thank God that that she did. But so we've got a road ahead. Our kids are young enough that they don't really know what's going on. My mother is a breast cancer survivor. I was in elementary school, so I was older than our kids are now. But I can tell you, it's a total blur to me. I mean, I remember going to that, but I don't remember any of the details about what it was even. I was just too young to appreciate it at the time. So our kids really have no concept of what's going on. And, in some respects, that's something that'll hopefully not provide any type of a load on them. But she fights. She's tough, and again, it just shows you the type of person she is. I mean, she's basically resigned that better that she has to go through it than others who may not be able to handle it as well. And that's just that's why I love her. She's an exceptional person. Thanks, everybody. I saw the end. Yeah, it was like I thought maybe we would have 3 world champions simultaneously. I don't know if that's ever happened. I mean, I know you may have had 3, but that's with having basketball too. We don't have that here. So it was a little disappointing, but at the end of the day, we may get another Super Bowl. So hey, if that's what ends up happening, we'll take it.